Beg to Differ Schools Debate Competition is here! Season 5
to meet out on basic logic. It's teamwork, where schools go head-to-head for glory.
Who will rise? Who will persuade? Who will lead the charge with ideas that matter?
Join us daily as schools debate the toughest questions, sharpen their voices, and showcase the power of teamwork and intellect.
Don't miss a single round. Tune in, cheer for your school, and witness the future leaders in action.
I Beg to Differ Season 5, where schools speak and ideas lead.
Hey teens, here, you! Are you into sports like football, basketball, boxing, wrestling? Or maybe you love talking, entertainment, trending topics, or just presenting with style? If you've got the voice, the confidence, and the vibe, this is your moment. Welcome to the Kids FM Multiverse, calling all our big boys and big girls. Here's how to join us. Record a 1-minute demo of you presenting sports, entertainment, or a general presentation your way. Then send it to kidsfmdemos@gmail.com. That is kidsfmdemos@gmail.com. No dull energy, no holding back. Just bring your best shot. Kids FM, your family fun radio.
All right, welcome back, 90.3 Nigeria. For time for us to get to the second part of this debate, it is the rebuttal segment. The rebuttal segment is where each debater has the opportunity, each team rather has the opportunity to rebut. That is to offer a counter argument to that which has been made. Once again, it is an opportunity for each of these sets to tell us something opposing what the other team has said. So if the other team said the sky is blue, they have to tell us, no, the sky is not blue because it is green for these reasons. That's what the rebuttal is. Now, once again, if you're just joining us, Venocrest schools going up against Christi International Schools. Now, their partners have changed. Nashon Beaulah is sat in the hot seat this morning. It is her turn to give her rebuttal statement for her school. Nashon, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you.
Very bright, very sharp. Now, once again, I need to remind you, you have 3 minutes for your rebuttal. Okay. As always, during that time, you can catch a breath, pause. However, the clock will not stop. It means you still have that same 3 minutes allocated to everyone else. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, setting the clock back to zeros. Rebuttal segment, Nashon Beaulah from Christi International. Your time starts now.
Obviously, it is technically and logically consequential when points counter points. Our intellectual duty in this debate is to counterpoint and rebut our opponent's topic. Standing on existing protocol, I am Beaulah Nashon, a student of Christi International, and I am firmly rooted in my opinion as I rebut the points made by my opponents. Firstly, my opponent, I heard you say manufacturers, consumers throw away these plastic bottles carelessly. And I ask, is it not the manufacturers that produce these bottles? Without production, would there be any littering? Have you forgotten that the manufacturer is a businessman with profit motives? I also heard my opponent say inadequate collection and disposal. My opponent, I ask you, the fact that this inadequate pollution of consumers or consumers littering these plastic bottles is not a topic of discussion in the Western world shows that it is not the fault of the consumer, but the manufacturers create adequate waste disposal methods for the bottles or products that they produce. Beyond argumentative objectivity and linguistic jingoism, it is a known fact that this debate is designed to educate our young minds and mold us into a better equipped generation that can protect our natural world, both as consumers and manufacturers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not over until it's over. Now I am done countering my friends in argument. I want to add more points to the already existing unsmashable points of mine. Firstly, the motive behind manufacturers producing billions of plastic bottles is not to serve the need, but for profits. Let me break this down. If you go to the market, you see these plastic bottles properly packaged. But if the manufacturers don't produce them, nobody will be using it to pollute the earth. According to an African adage, do you blame a lizard for going to the house of the man who brings an ant-infested wood, or do you blame the man for choosing the particular wood? The answer of this rhetorical question is the reason I stand to oppose the motion that consumers, not manufacturers, are to blame for plastic pollution. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 1 minute and 57 seconds there. Dead. That's where we get to for her. It's time for us to take a breather. When we come back, we're going to hear from Venocrest as they counter their opponents with their rebuttal statements. Stay tuned.
I beg to differ. Going back.
Welcome back. Manufacturers, consumers, who holds more blame when it comes to pollution? That is our debate. Now, it's time for us to get to hear the supporters of the motion and their rebuttal statement. Venocrest Schools is the first team this morning. And for the rebuttal, we are going to listen to Sarimiye, Diane, Tamarapreye. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank
you. Okay, all right. So you know the rules. I'm going to quickly run through them. 3 minutes on the clock. Pause if you need to. No penalties for that. However, the clock will not stop for you. You have 3 minutes. Now, if you are still speaking after the third minute, you will hear this sound to indicate that your time is up. Now, at that point, you would have to stop speaking, and then we'll have to go over to the next set. Now, since you are rebutting, after your rebuttal, your team is still going to be in play for the closing remarks. This clear, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have passed the information to her and her team. It's time for us to get to hear their rebuttal statements. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Indeed, we have waited and listened with bated breath. Sadly, our opponents failed to present the same weighty points, but chose to engage in an argument based on limited information and begging the question which is commonly called petitio principia in logic. Here are our rebuttals in no particular order to all the points that you presented. 1. In trying to exonerate manufacturers in your points 1, 2, and 3, you inadvertently shot yourself in the foot, idiomatically speaking, by glossing over the obvious facts that consumers can indeed influence companies through their purchasing power, yet they often fail to do so. Simple economics shows that high demand drives production, but consumers' appetite for convenience products, single-use plastics like water, drives the demand that manufacturers supply. An IPSO study published in July 2025 shows that while 91% of consumers state that they are worried about plastic waste, fewer than half are less likely to buy a product from a non-recycled material, indicating a reluctance to change buying habits. In your fourth and fifth point, you obviously missed a simple fact, but let me educate you on this. When you buy bottled water, for example, you will find triangle codes. Some products even include phrases like please recycle or symbols of a recycling bin. However, my dear opponent, did you know that 90% of individuals in a survey in Port Harcourt believe that recycling trash is not a major issue in their community, leading to habitual littering and burning of plastics? Moving on, our opponent seems to pass the buck for block drainages and waterways on the desk of manufacturers. However, mismanaged plastics, primarily discarded by consumers living in households and streets, ends up clogging drainages, causing floods. Who's to blame for that block drainage? Tell me, who's to blame for that block drainage in your neighborhood? You or the manufacturer? In yet another point, the buck passing continued. But who do you blame for institutional waste and appointment of party loyalists instead of professionals to head waste management agencies? That's a rhetorical question. Many consumers fail to correctly sort recyclables, leading to a low percentage of plastics actually being recycled, statistically about 9% globally. Lagos consumers are estimated to produce 870,000 tons of plastic waste annually. A 2025 report showed that 34 kilograms of plastic waste per person per year was leaking into Lagos water system, equivalent to every resident throwing 10 plastic bottles into the water every single day. My God, that's a lot. Lastly, my dear opponent, while industrial production and poor municipal collection are major factors in plastic pollution, the daily high-volume consumption and improper disposal by 200+ million consumers are the primary immediate drivers of the pollution crisis. Gracias.
All right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. They're ending with the Spanish word gracias. Now, we'll take a quick breather because the closing remarks are right up our alley.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
Welcome back, the final bit. And as history has shown, sometimes teams get to win during this closing remarks. My name is Jude Omamigbe. Welcome once again to I Beg to Differ Season 5. We are going to listen right now to the closing remarks from Venocrest this morning. Good morning to you, miss, once again, and thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so you know the rules. 3 minutes on the clock. Your closing remarks. Your time starts now.
Globally, the production of plastics has doubled, soaring from 234 million tons of plastic in 2000 to 460 million tons of plastic in 2019. A significant portion of the 2.5 million tons of plastic waste has ended up in rivers, lagoons, and oceans. Microplastics have been found in cooking salts, stews, and drinking water, including bottled and sachet here in Nigeria. Lately, everyone has been pointing fingers at the manufacturers or the consumers, saying that we are either the ones who make the plastic pollution worse, or they are the ones who produce plastics that are difficult to recycle. Yes, honestly, our habits plays a significant role, starting from the time where we go buy stuffs, use them and throw them away, just like the single-use plastics, packaging materials, and sachet water. But what choice do we have when shops are filled with plastic packed goods and plastic wrapped goods? But at the same time, we can make a difference by refusing those plastic bags and choosing by insisting on minimal packaged goods and minimal wrapped goods with plastics. Consider this: not all plastics that we throw away and discard carelessly are considered as waste. Some of them are fragments of our present etched into our future. In the grand dialogue between humanity and earth, plastic is a great and stubborn echo of neglect, persisting long after we are gone. It is not merely an act of tidiness, it is an affirmation of responsibility, a conscious choice to honor the delicate balance of life. By mastering our use of plastic, we practice restraint, mindfulness, and foresight. We become stewards of a world we wish to inherit rather than becoming strangers to it. Our true legacy is not measured by what we have, but by what we leave behind. Collection and contribution to plastic is actually a thing that needs to be stopped actually here in Nigeria. Collection and correction of plastic disposal is philosophy in motion, ethics made tangible. We have reeled out various points, engaged in an argument, and provided superior facts and verifiable sources to back up our statements. Now, the onus now lies on the adjudicators to rise above board and do justice to this argument. And to my opponents, I end with this statement: "Poca nihil sunt," meaning little facts are equal to nothing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2 minutes and 31 seconds there from Venocrest. We'll take a breather. When we come back, Christi will give us their closing arguments.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
And we are back this morning, starting up this Monday with some interesting debates. Don't forget, by the 11 o'clock mark, a new pair will come through, and we'll be having two schools once again battling out for points and indeed bragging rights. But now, the closing arguments from Christi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right, as always, 3 minutes on the clock. Are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
Remember the rules. You can pause, but the clock will not stop for you. Is this clear, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. All the best. Your time starts now.
It is disheartening and alarming to watch our world collapse under the yoke of degradation and angst. Against this backdrop, our duty in this debate is to subject causes, effect, and responsibility to objective evaluation. Good day, eloquent moderator, impartial panel of judges, not forgetting a phonological diction instructor, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and friends in argument. I am Beaulah Nashon, a student of Christi International, firmly rooted in my opinion as I stand to oppose the motion, consumers, not manufacturers, are to blame for plastic pollution. Mr. Moderator, permit me to take this house down an industrial memory lane. Plastic bottles are a major source of environmental pollution, with an estimated 1 million bottles purchased every minute globally. This means the environment will have to deal with a major environmental waste management problem. Don't forget, these bottles are made from petroleum-based PET and means they take up to 450 to 700 days to decompose. They also emit toxins that break into microplastics, which endangers our marine life and ecosystem. Isn't this why we should blame the manufacturers of these harmful plastic bottles? To further buttress my stand, I shall now subject the two semantic components, plastic and pollution, to what I call a linguistic surgical operation. While plastic bottles are products made from petroleum-based PET, pollution is the degradation and the devastation of a naturally clean environment, subjecting it to a proper cleanup. With this linguistic surgical operation carried out by me, it is known fact that the problem is not only littering, which can be the fault of the consumer, but it's also the effect of burning these bottles, the effect of a single-use bottles, and of course, lack of proper waste management and recycling. How on earth is this not the fault of the manufacturer, who in my opinion should be blamed? While some thinkers may believe it is more of littering, I want to educate us that apart from incineration, which is the danger of burning these bottles, we also have microplastic contamination, which occurs when these bottles degrade and breaks into microplastics that contaminate our soil, water bodies, and food chain. It would be logically inconsequential and technically unrealistic not to blame the manufacturers of these harmful products. In developed countries, manufacturers go on PPP, public-private partnership, to create a better collaborative framework for proper waste management of their products. But that is not the case here. Furthermore, the negative impact of plastic pollution that affects our natural world and biodiversity is as a result of poor preventive initiative. Ironically, in this part of the world, manufacturers don't have any environmental pollution management designs before producing these plastic bottles. Now, do you see why all the blame should go to them? My submission is, the earth is ours, let's protect it and not pollute it. While we blame the manufacturers, let's do our part as consumers. Mr. Moderator, I crave your indulgence to speak like the noble Ekpo Inyang of Nigerian Info. I am done and I am gone. God bless, no less. Thank you. I take a bow.
2 minutes and 49 seconds there. Oh my goodness, Ekpo is in trouble. They're coming for his job. Well, we'll take a breather as we get to have the diction coach quickly come through because we have obligations. If you think this was hot, wait for the second pair. It's hot this morning on I Beg to Differ.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
Well, the man with the most difficult job in this building right now, Ifechukwu Moili, is here. He has 2 minutes to run through his observations in this very first quarterfinal. Ifechukwu, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, students. So I enjoyed the debate, and I must say that you guys took note of the correction from last week. And last week, actually. So you all did absolutely well. I didn't really have so many errors to point out, especially in terms of grammar. You all were on point. However, we have to just run through a couple of things. The first is, and this is a consistent error with the Venocrest school, when you give a percentage, like less than 10% of plastics produced worldwide is effectively recycled. not are effectively recycled. So that was a consistent mistake you made. Over 70% of total consumption are caused by high demand. It's supposed to be is caused by high demand. And you also say, so the decision to dispose plastics anyhow lies in the hand of the consumer. Is supposed to be dispose of plastics, right? Dispose has to go with off. Dispose of plastics anyhow lies in the hand of the consumer. And then stuff is, you say buy stuff, not buy stuffs. Stuff is uncountable, right? So you say to buy stuff, not to buy stuffs, all right? So for your pronunciation, it's consumer, not consumer. It's consumption, not consumption. And you have to pay attention to how you pronounce live and leave. It sounded like leave without instead of live without. And then increasing, not increasing. Then the one word that we always often correct here, opponent, right? At some point I hear some people say opponent. At some point they go back to opponent. And it happened a lot with Christi Cole. Then
that's Christi Cole.
Oh, Christi Cole. Oh, okay. So that means it's Venocrest that I'm actually talking. I'm talking about Venocrest. Okay. So I'm looking Venocrest. It's you that I'm talking to, not them. Right. Okay. So throw away. You said throw away. It has to be throw. The TH sound. Throw away, and then to honor, not to honor. Then steward, stew, like you say stew, not T. Steward, not T word. And then ethics, the TH sound as well. And then the last one is onus, not onus. Oh, the onus, not onus. And then for Christi Cole, prioritize, not prioritize. Capitalism, not capitalism. Consumption as well, not consumption. And somebody said rebute. I think you wanted to say refute. Or rebut. Is either you say refute or you say rebut, not rebute. It's like you merge the two of them together. And then consumer as well. I think it was Nashon, because the very first speaker was, she was saying consumer. The second speaker came and was now saying consumer. Then jingoism, not jingoism. When you want to use a big word, try to pronounce it well, okay? Then devastation, and degradation, not devastation and degradation. Devastation, degradation. All right. So I think the final one that I'll mention now is emit toxins and microplastics, which endanger our lives, not which endangers our lives. Right. You mentioned two things, right? So it has to be they emit this, and that, and those are the things that endanger our lives.
Okay, all right. Ifichukwu, once again, with the most difficult job in the building. Thank you very much. It's time for us to get to hear from the students very briefly, because the results are here. And I think in a few moments, no more than 45 or 50 seconds, I should have my tablet, beep and tell me to go ahead. So let's get to hear from the students this morning.
I beg to differ. Going back.
Okay, all right, so everybody, all right, doing breath in. And all right, that was a 10th round. Fantastic points giving out. So I have four ladies here with me, ladies and gentlemen, from Venocrest schools and Christi Cole schools. Let's start with Christi Cole this morning. Stephanie Wariboko, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. When people call your name in school, do they stress it, the way Wariboko, or they say Wariboko, Wariboko. They try to press it as properly as possible. All right. And I'm particularly impressed with your pairing today because Nashon, you have a lot of verve. There's a lot of fire in you. And interesting, ladies and gentlemen, Nashon is in Genesis 3 and 12. You don't look 12. How old do you get people assuming you are?
People think I'm a teenager, like
But
14 or 15.
Okay, you are a teenager. You're 12. But they think you are 15, 14, but you're 12. I agree with that. That's probably the most honest assumption ever. You don't look 12. You don't look anything like 12, really. Anyway, speaking of not looking like your age, is there anything that you do really well apart from books? Do you play ball? Any sporting activities at all?
I'm not a sports
Person. Oh, okay. All right. So everything is books. What kind of games do you play? Board games, chess?
It's just books.
Just books for now. All right. What about you, Wariboko?
I'm a very good artist.
You paint. Oh.
I draw.
Oh, you draw. Oh, even more. Now I'm gonna say something on air. I don't think I've said before. I cannot draw to save my life. If Nigeria's development is dependent on Jude drawing a stick, you guys are doomed. All of you are doomed. I cannot draw. The only way I can draw is when I trace, and obviously tracing isn't drawing. So yeah, I can draw. I have tried. My talents lay somewhere else. I don't know, but drawing is not it for me. So Venocrest, how are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Doing good. Good to have you guys once again. Now, Sarimiye, Tamarapreye, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where are you from?
Bayelsa.
Where in Bayelsa?
Trofani.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Have you been there before?
No.
Okay. My mom is from Trofani. So I am from Trofani. I feel very proud. Like right now, my head is busting right now. You have no idea. I'm busting right now at these teams. I feel very proud right now. So what's your favorite thing to do in school? What's your favorite course in school?
I have biology and math.
Biology and math. And Miss MaryJane Oluwatoyosi, you've been here a few times.
Yes, sir.
This was a very interesting one for you. You chose to have the headset on. How did you find that experience?
It was actually better than before.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. And the headset helped? You like the fact that you could hear yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we have spoken to them. Fascinating young ladies. I can't wait to see them in future. And hey, we have a job person here rooting for you guys. But anyway, the results are coming through right now, and I need to get them across. All the best. And once again, let me say this. All right. I will not stop saying this for as long as I'm here doing this with all of you. I will not stop saying this. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear me witness. Remember this. To dare is to do, and to do is to dare. Please do not forget this. To dare is to do, and to do is to dare. Whoever comes out trumps right now, it really doesn't matter. But yes, we need to get a winner for today. Drum roll, please. Well, judges 1 and 2 gave 10 each for Venocrest for their presentation, while judges 1 and 2 gave 8 and 8.5 to Christi Local. For closing remarks, that's where we have Christi Local coming back, clawing, getting 10-10 from judges 1 and 2. The decider was Judge 3, who gave 10 for Christi Local and 9.5 for Venocrest. However, the rebuttal statement was the difference maker here, ladies and gentlemen, because the total scores for this round is 97.5 for Venocrest and 88.5 for Christi Local. So, Venocrest, you move on to the next round. You are the winner of this round. Congratulations to you. A job well done. You guys deserve an amazing round of applause. Well done. All right, so my name is Jude. You've heard from them. And now we'll take a breath. When we come back, a new set in the studio.